Go
well. Oh, hey, kicking things here, kicking things, you know.
Oh, steady.
Hello, well, Rachel Horace. How are you? How
Hello.
are
I'm
you?
good. I'm good. I'm very happy to be here. It was
I'm
very
all,
nice to get a little message this morning to say, do you fancy joining me?
well, yes. Um, I decided that, well, it's media and mingles, some people might find, I'm not being rude, but some people will perhaps find that a little bit difficult to sort of bring together. Why am I
I
making those
don't know.
stupid voices? Um, they
Why
don't,
not?
well, yeah, they don't, sometimes people in the nicest possible way need to be shown something if you're a visual learner and they don't from words they don't get what you mean.
Mm, mm,
So to add a little bit of beauty to your work, and you can even moodle in this, I thought we'd do something
ooh,
years old, this years and years and years old, but they say the old is at best is. So I dug it out of my brain and I hope
mm,
that I can remember it. I really hope I can remember it. But this is it's almost like a stitching moodle, but it's
ooh,
um, just something that you can use every day. So I've got a piece of cardboard.
yeah.
Now, if you've got embroidery floss, that's great. That's all you really need.
Mhm.
I'm going to use different media so that you can see. You could use massive string if you want. Now, this string is for couching, so don't worry if you haven't got this. You don't need it. You could use anything you want. So that's a 5 strand. That's a 6 strand, and I've got a pearl, which is like a 1 strand. I've got this is a flatworm. Sounds stupid, I know.
Now, is
And
that couching stuff? Is that the couch that the gimp sits on?
that is it.
Yes.
That is the couch for him. I've got some
Oh,
diamante. Can I just say, I will send some details out. This is one of the nicest ones I've used. Some of the people were
mm,
suggesting it, and you know what I was saying about buy twice, buy cheap.
yeah.
Um, this is a little bit dearer than normal, but oh my goodness me! Now it is for couching, but you can thread it. But what a beautiful thread! The glisten it gives, it's almost like um, dragonfly wings. So it's a DMC diamond, really good stuff. And I've also got with the flatworm. I thought I'll show you some matching colours. So the flatworm is like
Oh,
it's called that. I don't know why. It's got an inner core, and then if I pull that off, can you see it's got like an iridescent wrap around the
ooh.
centre core. So what you're getting is like 2 for 1. I love it, and that is stunning, and it gives it this wonderful. So to give it a little bit of contrast, I'm using some old thread I've got here, which is this is called an oversole thread, and it's like your jeans, you know.
All right.
So all these threads you're okay to use, all of them. But the first thing I want you to do is you get a bit of cardboard. Now I'm using that, right? Because the bin man's bin. Just said to Rachel, the bin man's bin, so I haven't got any card left. And I'm going to draw myself a leaf.
Okay. We've got lots of people watching now. We've got everybody saying hello. We've got Carol Lewis, Jenny Bunning, Angela Mitchell, Christine Murray, Gina Barrett, and Gina was saying she was stitching on paper last night for
Well,
her life. She's live in the group on Thursday.
yes,
So
yes. I'm
we've
looking
got
forward to that.
Thelma Mills, Caroline Ainsworth, Glynis Blathwick, Trisha Wong,
Robbers!
Carolyn Craven, and Karen Halbert. So
Oh,
we got a nice house full.
we've got big draw. Right, Carolyn, you'll love this. Carolyn, you'll love this.
So
Because
I'm
if you
just
like
drawing the leaf.
cinnabar, I tell you what, Rachel, you're going to love this because of your little houses and stuff. So you draw
Oh,
your leaf, right? It doesn't have to be perfect. Carolyn, you're going to love this, right? I'm just drawing it big and easy, okay? So the next thing is you're just going to draw, okay?
okay.
You can draw as many veins on as you want, but I'll be honest with you, um, it'll take me hours, so I'm not going to do that. So this is, it will take you, it won't take your hours, but it will if you just mess about like putting too much on. If you want to do it, that's even great. That's great. But it doesn't matter. I've gone over my lines. It doesn't matter, just so you can see them. So, as always, I always make it hard for myself because I went too close there. And I haven't got any more lumming cardboard. So what you do now is you get a pokey tool.
Yeah.
An old pen, anything that you can really go elf for leather with, like that.
Okay.
Or I've got a big dobbin needle, but it has to remember the 5th of November. It has to have. Oh, come on! Ow!
What's it got to do? What's the end result we're looking for?
It's got to be able. Oh, for God's sake! You've got to be able to get your thread through, so it's got to be the right size needle for your threads. So what you're going to do, I'm just going to do it to show you. I'm going to go.
Yeah.
So now don't
so we're
measure
all the way around.
All the way around. Don't measure. But you have to end up there. Okay.
Okay. And what sort of space do we want?
I'm using about over a centimetre.
Oh right, so quite a
hefty one,
space.
yeah. Quite a hefty one. And then do the same. Now you need these points here because those points there are going to be your keys. So where there's a bit sort of stops, but I'll show you. This is just for TV. TV, not on TV, for live. No. Right.
Oh, I'm glad you're feeling better, Angela. She was a bit rough last night.
I know. I had no computer. We was going to do a live last night and I had no computer and I was gutted. It felt like I'd lost my arm. It was horrible. Horrible. Right. So I'm going to go in with mine. So you puncture all the way through. Now, if you've got cardboard, corrugated cardboard, it's even better because that's perfect for this. If you haven't got thick card, what you can do is put some sellotape on the back of your card just to strengthen it. If you haven't got hairspray, when you do this, what you need to do is glue down a bit of cellophane or glad wrap. No, cling film. Trying to be American because they have glad wrap, don't they? No, they don't know what cling film is. And glue that to the card, and then that way, if you've got hairspray, it won't. The PVA won't stick to the card. So you go all the way around, making sure. Look at the back, yeah, and then you go.
Oh, we're going up the middle and down the
middle
veins as well.
I do a couple of extra ones there because these are the ribs, so the spine coming out. You can do one that comes off. I will go around them again, and the spacing really doesn't matter. It's just to anchor your thread.
Okay.
And it sort of looks weird doing it like this because you're like, oh my goodness. But you can add all the time. You can add. So if we're going to go around this to show you again, I'll go around the outside with the white pen. Hopefully you'll see it. This gives you a better idea. It's like join the dots when you were a kid. Sorry about the...
It looks delicious.
It was very, very delicious. I'm just hoping that you can see.
Oh, Glynis has been stitching ears back on dog toys.
For Rufus, get in.
Yes, and she says, "Hey, Withers."
Blovers! Blovers!
And Susan Hosseini says hiya as well, and Ellen Flickner.
Wow.
So are we stabbing the veins as well?
We're stabbing out the veins. So can you see white lines there? White lines.
Oh, yeah. I see.
So that's like the skeleton of the leaf. Sorry, it's not a
Yeah.
little bit clearer. Yeah, but you can use this again and again and again. This so sometimes you can do this, but you can rip the cardboard away. But I prefer to do it this way because if you do it this way, what happens is you've got the same leaf and you don't have to keep drawing it. But you need to make sure I haven't done the point. That's a really important one there. Got to have the point to finish. And Emma Austin, she's the genius with the white pen. And I thought, oh, I've tried it all. And she says to me, use it lightly. I went, I've done it. But then I went really light. Do you know what? It works. So thank you, Emma. When your white pens don't work, just tickle the paper. It works. It works.
Emma knows stuff.
I tell you what, you need to do that because you need people to tell you. Right, can I just show you there? Can you just see? I'm hoping that you can see. That's the vein there, and then that's there. But what's happening here? I've got a big gap. Now, if you find that you've got a big gap, just shove another one in. Yeah? Right, okay, so it looks terrible. So the first thing you do, I'm going to get the big fat string, okay?
Oh, hang on. Glenys says, no, not Rufus. We were dog sitting, and one is a 1-year-old miniature dachshund.
Oh.
And Surya Sonia Goodlet says hello.
Hello. Right, okay. So I'm just thinking, would it be better for you to see this? Probably better with the string. So I'll go with the string. So what I'm going to do is get the end of my string. I think this is a bit big myself, but hang on. Let me get my flatworm out. I hate that name. See, I don't think you'll be able to see that. No. We'll go big. So you need a needle with some thread on. So I'm going to use my yellow thread on this. It's going to be a right mash of colours. And this has to be able to go through your thread. So it doesn't have to be that big.
We need thick thread and thin thread.
Yes.
Okay.
And if you haven't got that, all you do is get a floss and separate your floss down. So you might use it as 6. And then if you've got no thinner thread, just use one strand or whatever. And then it's got a really nice thing to it as well.
Yeah.
It's all the same colour. So
Susan's got a question.
Yep.
She's asking if you'll be at Harrogate at the weekend.
I've got no plans. I have no plans. So I normally get asked, but I'll be honest with you, things have been a bit weird at the moment, and it's so regardless of that, I've said no to everybody actually. The only one I've booked myself in for is Doncaster, but sometimes I like to go. You know, incognito. Yeah.
Right. Oh, sorry. I've accidentally given a very big sneaky peek.
Oh yes.
Birthday. I didn't know how that happened. Oops.
Birthday.
Ooh.
Birthday. Right. What you do is you get your 6 string, right?
Yeah.
So I've got my needle coming up through the bottom one.
Okay.
Now, if you've got a big piece of card like Rachel, what you can do is just chop it down.
Shall I?
I would a little bit. You know why? Because your cotton's got where the big at. Oh, right. Yeah.
Got it. Right.
So we're couching.
Ooh.
So couching is where you envelop or stitch down the thread over a thread. So this is the thicker thread that we can't normally stitch through this card, paper, fabrics mainly, but you couch it down. Now it's normally used in gold work or ecclesiastical church stuff. ecclesiastical stuff and gold work, but we're going to use it in a different way. So we're couching down the thread like that. So we come up through the next hole. What we do is go over, and then don't worry if it comes off. This is always pain in the bum. Back through the same hole. Do it a couple of times just to stabilize it.
Oh, I get it. I see what we're doing. I see what we're doing. That's very cool.
So I've got a bit left here, but it doesn't matter. So I would always do it a couple of times just to,
Yeah.
we're going to go over it in a minute. So the next thing is you might work left to right, right to left, whichever you prefer. You're going to just run the thread around. Now this is what, why do people say, some people might say, well, that's got nothing to do with moodling. Well, it has, because I'm using my needle as a pen, a drawing tool, and I'm doing the same thing. Just don't get always stuck to it.
Well, it's mixed media, isn't it?
Yeah, this works so well because you get a beautiful finished thing. It makes
Mm.
brooches, ephemera. Um, it makes
Oh,
three-dimensional
this
stuff.
this will be gorgeous on projects.
Exactly. Well, if you make them teeny weeny, they're brilliant, because if you make them teeny weeny, they become three-dimensional objects and stay really firm. So yeah. So
Mm.
what you do, and if at the beginning, say you start at this and you think, oh, I'm going to do loads of holes, and you feel that you've done too many, don't worry, just miss a few.
Yeah.
You don't have to. And if you think you haven't done enough, the same applies, just put a few more in. So what we're doing, I'll do it slowly again so you can see. You bring your needle up, you allow it to go over your thread and back down that hole that you've made. And what we're doing is we're tracing. I'm going to be quite quick with it. We're
Is
tracing.
it better to go round the edge first?
I think so.
Yeah.
Uh, it's, but I'm sure some people might want to do the spine or the skeleton first.
Oh
And if
no,
they
I'm gonna go Withers way. I'm gonna go Withers way.
do, but you can do it. I think it's a bit like people. Some people like to work left to right, and some people like to work right to left. So it's whatever. Pick your poison. So I'm going all the way around, and the reason why I'm showing you this, well, not only is it mixed media, but it's got a lot to do with what I'm doing at the moment, which is really actually loving everything that I do. Do you are prolific, Rachel Harris? You are pro.
I'm periodically prolific because I take a little while to make the things to be, because when you see me post several days in a row, that's like, I could have done those 2 months ago or something. It's not all, it's not that I've been sat at my desk this
But
whole time.
you
So
do need, don't you? You need to sort of have a break from what you do. Do you?
oh my goodness, yes. Well, I need to just, because a lot of the things I do, there is a point to what I'm doing, because it's essentially it's promotion for people.
Yeah.
So, and I enjoy it, but it's obviously I don't get much of a choice in it.
That's it. I
So,
think it really confines you to. I don't think you're as well. You're not as free. You try
no,
and be free with what you do, but you confined by their guidelines, aren't you?
yeah, I mean, I'm lucky because I only do work for people whose products I really like, because I'm really picky about the people that I will promote.
Me too.
So, I'm very lucky in that respect. I only get to work with products I like, but sometimes, there are the constraints of if it's certain products on a certain show or something like that, that you can only use those. So it's quite nice. It's quite nice just to do something completely different.
It is, and just to show you here, when you get to a point, all you do is you put that in there and then pull the corner back down. So you sort of like using it to pivot, and then you carry on down the other side. Now you can see this cardboard's rubbish because it's breaking. So you do need good cardboard, but pretty thick stuff. Um, oh, Don't matter if you go out of your old. Um, Now we've had the lovely Gina Barrett. She knows what we're doing. Yes, Gina, it is a sort of needle lace. It's called, you can call it needle lace, needle weaving. When we get to the middle, when you start to see what we're doing in the centre of it, it becomes needle weaving and lace. Yeah. And this is centuries old, but you wouldn't necessarily have used cardboard, obviously. You can do the same thing with what they call stump work. You can do it with wire. So, yeah, those people who are wondering, this is like a structural, three-dimensional skeleton for what they used to call needle lace. Well, they still
Well,
call it that.
it's very enjoyable though.
It is. It is. And it's so absolutely not just rewarding, but it's quick. I know it might sound like it's not quick, but it really is. Like I say, you've got a small leaf or a big leaf and you put lots of holes in it, you're going to get a strong structure
Mm.
because you've got, and it's going to be more ethereal. Whereas if you're doing a big chunky thing like mine, it's going to have more um, sort of fun or stuff like, fun looking or whatever. Or you could do big sort of themes in small yarns, and it really will take a while to do, but I really think it's well worth it in the end.
Oh,
So
Carol Lewis is saying, would it work with acetate packaging?
yes, absolutely.
And
Anything.
sorry, and Gina says that cardboard's been used for centuries.
Well, I know it's been, what I meant was cardboard itself, like this sort of cardboard. They might have used different card and paper, I'm sure, but I don't think they used a curry packet. You know what I
And
mean? So
Trisha White is saying, would you do the top thread in another colour or the same, or is it just personal preference? Thanks.
totally personal preference, totally personal. It's entirely up to you. Now, here, when you get down to the bottom, I've put one in there where I had it before. But what you need to do is make sure that your thread's on the right side because we're going to go up there now. So, if I could just show you that, I know you don't need to see it, Rachel, because you can see it on the screen, but I've got to there. So, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to couch it there and then allow it to go up there. So, I'll show you now, I've told you.
So you're not cutting the thread off at all?
No, it's like one continuous line.
Okay.
That's why you don't need to cut anything off at the beginning because there's no waste with it either.
I like that.
Um, I know cardboard's been used a lot because, as Gina was saying, the cardboard, you can tell because they used to use it for your buttons. They used to stack all your buttons on it and stitch your buttons to it when you used to buy them. So that's what I'm done there. Can you just see? I've come round, give it a couple of, connecting doodads. I've just undone it, but I'll do it again. But don't forget, this is only one little doofah. You can go around as many times as you want. And I would anchor that a few stitches because it just makes it stronger so you can see. So now I'm going to come up here.
I had no idea what we were going to do. This is so cool.
Well, when I text a message Rachel this morning and I just says, right, do you fancy coming on my live? Because we wanted to do one last night because we've got a course coming and we wanted to let everybody know the details. And I couldn't do it because my computer was full and we had to get rid of a load of crud on my computer. So I decided I was going to do it today, and she had no idea. So poor Rachel's had to sort of put up with this, but it's
That's great.
it is. Oh, I've gone the wrong way. Right, I knew I'd done something wrong there. Right. So when you come to the first, you don't go all the way up first. See, you know what? You do this, don't you? And you think, yeah, I remember that. It was this way and that way. And then when you come to it, you think, can't remember it. How did it go? When you come to it, you do your veins first. So you put the vein over there. I just like it because you can just make it up. Doesn't matter to me. I just make it up as I go along, loving it. Um, so yeah, the course we've got now is called 101 Mixed Media. Um, it's myself and the lovely Rachel, and it's over 2 days. You can watch us live if you so wish on the 24th and 25th of September, or you can keep it forever as long as computers let you. Early bird price, it's got £20 off. So it's 2 hours from me on the Saturday, 2 hours from Rachel on the Saturday, and then the same again on the Sunday. And that's 8 hours. You get two massive um, portfolios of work. Rachel's is culminating in a wonderful, wonderful project book. And it's a beautiful journal that opens out, and all the pages in it have been made with a gel press
Do
and
you want
gel
me
plate.
to do? Shall I do a bit of show and tell?
Oh, yeah, please.
Should I do that? Olga's. Hi, Olga. She's watching. And she, Rachel, are you a bit behind? I'm very slow. I'm afraid everything I do very slowly.
But
So
this
let me
that's good.
see.
That's good
Yeah,
because I can
yeah.
show you that it's not all about being fast. It's all
It's
about just
not.
going
It's
at
not.
your space. So
So
can you
let me
see?
move that. I'm going to show you some. We're going to do some really interesting. These aren't the best ones because I put the best ones in the book, but we're going to spend a day um, learning all about the gel press, learning the history, learning how to care for it, the best way to store it, and then we're going to look at using it with botanicals. So we're going to do it with um, we're going to do it with acrylic paints. We're going to do it with distress inks, and we're going to do it with oh, what's my favourite one? The alcohol inks as well. So we'll make a selection of prints, and we'll cover all the bases of um, making our own prints with botanicals. That's the sort of the key thing. And then on the second day, what we'll do is we'll make this
Oh,
little I don't know what you'd call it, portfolio.
it's like a
Um,
little Midori, isn't it?
yeah, a little dory. Um, and this is all made from recycled materials. So once you know how to make this with I'm using a cardboard backed envelope, and the brown paper from that cardboard envelope creates this um, outer doofer. But once you know how to do this, you'll be able to make all your own recycled journals, etc. It's a really easy process, and it's one of those things. Once you know how to do it, you'll be knocking them out of the park. And what I've done with this as well is I've done this little cutout section here, so you can put a faux slide in there if you want to with your botanicals. I've just used a bit of collage on there for this one, but I will be going through how to make a little faux slide in there. So that opens up, and then we'll look at just using the dried out botanicals that we use to make the prints, and then putting it all together so you can either journal about your printing process, or you can journal about your botanicals and your garden. It's a really nice way of keeping a record. So yeah, I
It's
think
as
it's going to
simple
be
as
a nice
being.
couple of days, and there'll be lots of little extras as well. I mean, we're going to set up a little group, and I'll do a video on my tea stain papers and how I make them, so you can learn to make your own tea stain papers prior to the workshop, hopefully. And also, once you're in that group, it'll be the place to be, because it'll mean that you not only get discount to further workshops, but you'll also get priority to further workshops as well. So it's a good one.
I'll be doing another project So you get two projects, but mine's more of a prompt project. So what do I mean by that? Well, basically it means that we'll be making hundreds and hundreds of different techniques all come together in a little prompt book. So if you get fed up, you don't know what to do, what you can do is go do your prompt book. So that means you'll have, I haven't got it here, but you'll have ATC side cards with all techniques on, that you can sort of write on the back what you've done, or you can write words or colours and use them as prompts for your artwork. But the whole point of it is, if some of you saw the picture that's on the Etsy site, you'll see why it's a great way of remembering how to do things, but also a great way of maybe inspiring yourself. And it's 55 quid, believe it or not, and it will go back up to the original price of 75. But I can't tell you how much you're going to get for your money, because you're going to get hundreds and hundreds of techniques. Some you might know, many that you might know might never have used them in this way, and others that you've never seen before. So, uh, to me, when you're feeling like you can't think of anything to do, this is a must. Right, so come all the way back down here now.
Can I just, sorry to interrupt you, Lou?
Yeah,
Um, yes, you would, Karen. You'd be able to keep a record of the plants in your garden. Um, but we're being asked where people can find the
right. Okay, I'll try and put a link up for you. It's on uh, my Etsy group. So there you go. I'm just going up and down. If you give me 1 minute, I will try and find it for you. Yeah, there's it's on mine, so it's I'm not being sort of pushy or asking Rachel to do it on mine. It was just that mine's already set up. What's the point of trying to rebuild it when there's one already there?
well, we didn't
So,
want to confuse the issue
no,
either. So
no, it wasn't confusing people. It was confusing us, wasn't it? It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
don't confuse us. So I'm just going to go to my shop, put a little link up there, and I'll put it in the banner, and I'll show you the one it is.
That's it. And
It's
once you've signed up, you'll get access to our little group on Facebook, and we can all get chatting and doing and preparing and
you know
enjoying.
what? I think that's one of the best things about it, because in this community, you sometimes you feel like you're on your own, but you can always, when you do this, always find someone with common interests, or just chatting.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, so blooming long link. So let's see if it works. It's huge. Ah, oh. Right. So what I'm going to do is I'll have to take mixed media for one. If you just do that one, Etsa, I'm going to get rid of that. Get rid of this so I can do it.
That's a big one, isn't it?
Massive. Stupid, me. Stupid.
You
So you go
can
to
shrink
Etsa,
them.
Mixed Media 101, and you should come up for it. If not, I'll put it on the page underneath the video. I'll put the page numbers and
I
that.
think it's pinned to the top of the Jammers page, and it's
Yeah.
pinned to the top of my group's page as well. So
And it'll be pinned to mine soon.
yeah, so it's easy enough to find.
So getting some more thread. Now, just to explain that this thread is your waste thread. So it really doesn't matter, because this is all being cut off. So don't worry about what it looks like, or indeed anything. I would say this string I'm using is a little bit too thick, because when you do the return on the leaves, it's like quite hard. So when you're using finer stuff, you'll find you won't have the difficulty I am, because it'd be easier to just bend on itself. Whereas this, mind you, I quite like it. Looks like a cactus. So
Oh yes. Oh, thank you, Olga. That would be great. Olga said she'll put the link in the comments for us.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Right, that's getting a bit better. So, in answer to your question, if you've got preference, you could do the veins inside first, or you can just go for it and do it outside. I'm nearly done now. Right.
Well, you're a whiz, you are.
Well, I am a bit fast, aren't I? But mine are big. I've got massive holes here. Look, they're like mine look more like caterpillars. Yours are tiny, weeny.
They
Right.
are. They are.
Mine are whopper doopers. So, because this is the return, because normally when I've done it before, all I've needed to do is put the end stitch in like that, and that's been the pivot at the which the stitch bends. But with this, you've physically got to bend it on itself. So my advice is, if you're using these materials in this way, use a thinner string. But as always, by the time you get to do it, you'll love it, and you can use anything you blooming want. Right. I didn't let myself get sidetracked this morning. Didn't. By those blooming reels. Oh, I'm losing my life on them. I'm losing the will. I get caught up in them, and it's like, duh, Groundhog Day.
I'm not too bad. I'm not too bad.
I'm horrific. I'm horrific.
Do you like TikTok?
TikTok? Oh, don't talk to me about that stuff. That's another one.
Oh.
It drives me mad. It drives me mad. Because once you're on there, it's like you go into another dimension. Blooming heck. Right, all this is coming off. All this. So I'm just going to go alpha leather here, just sticking the lot down, just so I can get to the next part. This is an impromptu one. It's not based on mindful moodling, people may say, but it is, because needle lace is like drawing, but with a needle.
It's thread moodling.
It is thread moodling. And people forget that you don't need a pencil to draw. You can actually draw with you can draw with a rubber, you can draw with a pen, pencil, mouse, anything, a paintbrush. You don't need it to be what we normally think of drawing with. So traditional pencil or anything. I'm just going to tie it off at the back. So even all these dodgy stitches here, all these are going to come off. This is just your skeleton, okay? So I'm just going to whop that off there, and then I'll show you what I've got. Now, so I don't muck it all up, I'm going to chop that off. Right, you should have that. It's not brilliant, but it's okay. It's all right. So I think I'll use this gimp so you can, not the gimp, the flatworm, so you can see it. I could use gold on that. Will that go with it? Oh, gold. I'll use gold because gold will show up more. Flatworm, I've had this for years. It's not always called flatworm. There you can see it's at the end of it. That's what it looks like.
Oh,
That's why
like,
people try to sew with this, and the reason they can't sew is because that automatically wants to come off. Sorry about my fingers, guys. That automatically wants to come off because as you push that through the fabric, this reel comes off. But this is quite nice as it is. Now, gimp is this. That's gimp. It's the same. That's gimp. French wire, gimp. Up to you what you want to call it, and it's tiny wire wrapped around a needle or a very thin thing. You can see the bevels in it. It creates a tube. So couch and gimp, they're both applied on the surface of a structure, but yeah, it's an amazing thing. I've done a few courses now, and I'm absolutely taken over by it, but I'm also it can be included in what I do, so that when I get fed up of doing, say, drawing, I want to be creative, I get this out, I do this because I'm still creative, but I feel that I've got a lot more control and I love it. So you get your next bit. Here you just chop it off, and I'm just going to pass underneath, not through the card. I don't go through the card now because the way I look at it is if I go through the card, I'm going to chop it off at the back. So I don't go through the card anymore. Now, I'm sure it's been done different ways before, and it probably always will be, but we're going to do like a blanket stitch or a chain stitch. How? I'll show you. It's steady. This is the bit I love this. I've got some books upstairs from 30 years ago where I was doing some needle lace across the surface. Oh, for God's sake. Excuse my language. Sorry. Goodness sake. And it was really, really, really therapeutic. And in the end, it led me to my degree, actually. So, how are you doing, Rach? Let's see.
Oh,
Right, take these off.
I'm going up the middle now. I'm doing my veins.
Do you want last stretch or?
Well, I'm going up the middle doing my veins. So I'm a little ways behind, but I'm good. I'm good. I don't mind being behind.
Well, there's no time limit on this.
Yeah. No, I'm enjoying it. I'm just
no
it's just
time limit.
Absolutely. Nice and gentle, isn't it?
Exactly. So this is where we get it doesn't matter about that knot. So I'm going to show you the first time is we're going to go under the threads. Now you don't have to have your thread in your hand like this, but just to show you. So you come underneath, but over your thread. So pull that through just so I can show you. Can you see? Under, but this is coming through. See it now? So I pull it, and this is like creating a net. So if I do it a little bit, sometimes doing it slow is harder to do. So
can I see it again? What are you doing?
Yeah. So thread, put your thread at the back there, like that.
Yeah.
Your needle through under, but over your thread.
Yeah.
So my thread's over. The thread's behind. Can you see?
Yeah.
Pull it, and we get like I remember it as
like a blanket stitch.
Yeah, as a blanket stitch, she says.
Yeah.
Like that.
Got it.
So I'm just going to go around the edge. And all I'm going to do is pull it forward, around the edge and pull it forward. And it's more or less nearly done now. And I'm going to do it on the front. You can do this as many times as you want, but I'm doing it on the top so you can see.
Lovely. Thanks for sharing that link, Olga, and thanks for watching. Catch you later. Bye.
Bye.
Oh.
Now, you can do this with wire if you've got fine wire. I love that effect with wire.
Ooh.
I'm just going in between these little stitches. So you can see I've got a stitch there, a stitch there. You can't really see it at the moment, but as I do another round of it, I love doing this. And when you get to the point, what you need to do is go through those a little bit, because that's where, not through the card, but through the stitches you've made.
Yeah.
Because that is going to be the bit like that. So a few of them, just going over there like that. Hopefully you can see. And then continue around here.
Thelma's asking if everybody can see your gold work, please.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, she's please, just wants a peek.
It's not great. It's not great because it's not finished. But I'm only doing the first bit of it.
It's really nice and simple. I really like it. I would never have thought of doing this. It's very cool. There we go. Oh, it's so relaxing. Yeah, I agree with you, Angela. It's nice to, you don't necessarily have to do anything when you're watching the lives. I quite like watching them first, and then I'll sort of have a go myself, because I am
That,
quite slow and clumsy, so I find it quite difficult to keep up a lot of the time.
totally agree with you. Totally. That's why I'm fast. We have to be fast in the class, but then people can take the time. This is the what we call a brick couch. You can't see it there, but each thread is laid down with a stitch, and it's all done on what we call padded. So that
Oh,
I'm going to have my flames on that, but I've just done some stitching down there, and out of that is going to have red beads falling out. Um, it's
oh,
based on a very early church design, and it's called the Eternal Flame. There was my trial. You can sort of see the shape there. So I did this on flat first. No, it is stitched. It is stuffed, but I wanted to see on that fabric to see how bad my stitches were. So I did that. And then I've got some more. I can't find the other stuff. That is not an excuse. I just can't find it. I've got another little one that this one didn't work. And this is like trying it. But this is part. So my actual gold work um, is similar to that. There we go.
oh,
So
it's
there's
so
the begin.
beautiful.
So I'm going to cut all this down. That was my first attempt, but it wasn't good enough. So that's why I was trying all these. But this is massive. I'm going to cut that out and have that as a big pin from one of my scarves, and then these. So yeah, but I've got some more upstairs, but I really haven't can't find them. They are somewhere, but I am tidying up at the moment, so it's your guess is as good as mine. So there we go. I hope that was okay for you. Right, I'm just going to do this. Now I consider stitching to just be, like I said, an extension of my drawing skills. And everywhere I've stitched, you'll see that I'll have, oh, I can't be bothered with that. I'll have drawing in it as well with a pencil and then stitched in it. So you'll see a lot more of my work, hint, hint, coming out soon, hopefully, with stitching involved or stitching somewhere in it, hint, hint. Um, but yeah, and so this time off I've had, I'll be honest with you, Studio Light are doing cutesy stuff at the moment, and it's so not me. So without being awful, they're better off using someone that is more in tune with that. So they're using the lovely Sharon, and Hazel's on today. So it's not that I'm not doing it anymore. It's you. I'm best suited to grunge and stuff. So if they're not using grunge, I'm not going to be best fit for cutesy animals with hats on, am I? So you know the truth now. It's not no big deal. I've not been sacked. Well, I hope I haven't. Um, so yeah, everybody knows now. It's just been a bit of speculation. People think somebody said it was because I was poorly, and we just needed to set that straight. There's no big deal with it, honestly. It's just I'm not, without being rude, the best suited to do cats with hats on. I'm not.
Are we allowed to say that you are working on other things though?
Yes,
Oops, I said it.
yes, I am working on other things. I have got a birthday week coming out at with Studio Life, but it's exclusive for Create and Craft. Nowhere else in the world are having it, so not even in Europe. So that's for the birthday weekend. So you can only get it there, and that's that's my latest mindful moodling one. So I love that. It's based on Clarice Cliff, who was a potter, well, a ceramic artist in the 20s and 30s. Really beautiful work. So yeah, she's one of my heroes. Right. So I'm just going to bring this up a little bit to show you. I'm getting everything caught, stuck, you name it. Get out of the way. Right, here we go. So I've gone up and down, and it really is. It looks atrocious. You can be as neat as you want.
Right. Christine Murray says it looks lovely, Lou. Gold work and stump work too. I've
Yeah.
done quite a bit of this in the past. My favourite embroidery is hardanger. Very therapeutic. I haven't tried the technique on card that you were doing now. Now I must have a go. And
Well, Hardanger, sorry, Rachel, go on, my love.
that's right. And Thelma just says that that's going to be so beautiful. Wow, thanks, Lou. You are so talented. And she also says that, they really do miss you on TV.
Oh, thank you. I have got some TV coming up. I'm still on TV. I've got a show at the 26th with the Golden Company, which let's be fair, that I am paint, aren't I? I'm also, I've been lucky enough.
I am paint.
I am though, aren't I? I'm more paint than I am cats with dogs and hats on.
Oh, you are multifaceted. You are multifaceted.
But I think it's right that you do what you're good at, not because it's like jack of all trades, master of none. And I think
absolutely,
you water yourself down, and without being awful, I feel like I was getting like that.
Yeah,
I really
no,
do.
you gotta be. There's no point doing things that you don't believe in. Well, not
Have
that
you
you
ever
don't.
been
Not
like that?
that might be the wrong words to use, but you know what I mean. It's.
Have you ever been like that, Rachel? Have you ever felt like that?
Have I ever felt like that?
Yeah. Where you can't do something, it's just churning it out, or you can't put your heart and soul in it.
Well, it's obviously it's one of those things that can happen.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm in the lucky position where a lot of the stuff I do isn't paid. So if I don't want to do it,
yeah,
I don't have to, nobody's paying my wages. So, they don't. If I don't want to do it, I don't do it.
I think that's a brilliant situation.
Well, it's got its pluses and minuses. So I only do what I want to do.
I do understand about money, though. Sometimes we have to do it because of money, and that's true as well. That that's a ridiculous. I mean, I always remember someone saying to me about when I was doing artwork. They said, "Oh, when I went, I wouldn't go in a gallery because I didn't have the money and I had to earn wage." And they said, "Oh, you're going to prostitute your art," and I was like, "What? What, to earn wage? What a stupid thing to say." But I do get what they mean. It's like, I'm not going to be a starving artist. I need to pay my bills. But,
that's it. Unfortunately, we do need to pay our bills. Everybody needs to pay their bills, and particularly at the moment. So I think it's, we've all got to find ways of making those pennies go further, haven't we?
We have.
Which is what I hope, I mean, I know it's a shameful plug again, but it's, I mean, that's where we're focusing on these workshops now is not about buying more things, but about actually using the things you've got and getting the most out of them.
It is. And I get fed up of falling over art materials and remember forgetting bags that I've got that I bought. And I'm like, where did that come from? What I'm doing now is I'm doing some needle weaving, needle lace. So what you do is you pick up a stitch. Now this is really, really easy. Pick up a stitch. Hopefully you can see that one. And I'm doing the same. Thread down, pick up a stitch, under. So exactly the same, but what we're doing is we're just going from stitch to stitch.
Oh.
So we're creating like triangle veins and then come back on yourself.
Okay.
So and then see that bit there, it's a bit big, so I can go
So
around.
you're filling that space.
Yeah, that's the moodle.
Yeah, got
There's the
you.
moodle. So you just go around and fill the space. If you want it left there,
Right.
go to it, and you just get the gist. Look, so you just, if I want to come down there, it doesn't matter how thick that is. Now, if you're talking about Gina Barrett, then hers won't look like this at all. Hers will look absolutely stunning. But I'm talking more of a mixed media way. And I always found that it it scares people when you say the proper name, like parliamentary. I was like, wow, that's a wonderful name, but what does it mean? And I think
Mm-hmm.
once you show people that you can use all these, like, because don't forget, they wouldn't have worn this then. This would have been like, what's that crazy woman wearing? This wouldn't have been. They'd have used different materials. It'd be a smaller, maybe a smaller piece of work, but it'd also be maybe with jewels and things. So it's fit for purpose. They they would have used the same techniques, but they would have just done it different materials in a different way and a bit neater and smaller. And I think once you get that in your head, that it's just adapting these old. I mean, I've followed Gina for years now. She's one of my most revered people with parliamentary.
She's
She's
amazing,
the
isn't
only
she?
person I ever look at. She's just amazing. She's got a great voice as well. And but not only that,
Yeah, yeah.
I get on really
But
well with her. And she's lovely.
the
She really is. But
knowledge, she's just
oh my
she's
goodness,
just so
if you don't know it, it's
knowledgeable.
not worth knowing.
No, I could listen to Gina for hours when she's talking about her. In fact, she should do a series of lectures on the history of parliamentary. I think that would be
I would.
amazing.
I would
Yeah,
love that because I tried to
yeah.
get onto a talk the other day when she was doing a chit chat. That's a
Oh
rude word.
yes.
I didn't mean chit chat rude, but that's she called it a jet, a thingy chat.
Yeah.
And for some reason, as normal, I mean Facebook or the internet let
Oh
her down, and
yeah.
I had to go. But yeah, that would have been absolutely stunning because
Mm.
I adore knowing where my stuff comes from. Not only that, but it makes sense then if you know, doesn't it? Like I could say paint. I know the chemistry of paint.
You know the subtitles we get.
Yeah,
Glennis is just laughing because when we said passementary,
yeah.
the subtitle came up as pasta machine. No, pasta medicine.
Pasta medicine. Oh, I tell you what, my things are great with that. My accent. Oh, it's funny, funny. With that with
Do you
the
like
with
a
the
bit of
Manchester
pasta
accent.
medicine?
It is like pasta medicine.
Oh, it's hysterical.
I mean, I do this Harry Potter quiz, and it was on Alexa. Oh, don't
Oh,
stand.
don't now, because you know mine listens to you.
Oh, they're all at it now. Every one of them, even the bedroom one. Um, and I start fighting because if I say an answer, it won't understand my dialect some points, and it means I've lost the point, and I get really upset with it because it's like, no, I said B, and I'm like, then I realise I'm fighting with it. I'm like, hang on, I'm fighting with Alexa.
Yeah,
Stop!
don't do that.
Right, okay, I brought it up a little bit further to see. Can you see we've got that nesting, and you keep
Mm.
going and keep going, and you can have it really neat, and I'll show you what I mean by that. I haven't got it upstairs. I'll show you on a piece of paper, make it a bit easier. So I've done really, it's really too big for the purpose. But what you do is, so you've got your leaf there, okay, like that, and we've done all our stitches, so they go around that like that. and then like that. Do you get it? So because we've done these stitches, these are like your anchor points. So if
Okay.
you want to, you can go
Ah,
right. So if you want to, you can start putting veins in like that. Or
that's
I'm
it.
just going willy nilly. I'm just going so that instead of doing lines like that, I'm getting, let me do the bobs here. I'm doing, say, to that, to that, to that, to that, to that. So what I'm getting is more of a web.
Got you.
So I'm getting more of a web, whereas this is that's more sort of, and you'll see that if you do it like that, you get some great patterns. But
Mm.
if you might want it more um, sort of free, but it is super. But there's one trick to this that people I didn't know about until one of the kids told me that they'd done it, and I was like, "How
Oh,
did you?" And it's hairspray,
okay.
right? Why did you need hairspray? Well, you set it with the hairspray at the end; it becomes three dimensional, and it's solid, especially if
Oh,
you use strong hairspray. And that was the one thing I didn't know about. I didn't realise, and then I thought that's genius. And I said, "How did you think?" She said, "Well, I set me. Well, even then they set the makeup with it." And I was like, "You put you what? Don't you do it?" I don't. I don't put hairspray on my makeup.
no.
No, we do. That's how you keep your foundation on.
Oh,
Right.
no, thanks.
So that's how I got to know about the hairspray. I'm sure it's been done. I'm pretty certain there's thousands of people already do it, but it's.
I did not know that.
I don't think there's many things you can count as saying that the original, but and I don't even try anymore because I think now they're all someone's done them somewhere along the line. So here I'm just going to wrap. As I said, some of them might be um, a bit too sort of messy. So just go back over, and by back over, you can sort of link your way round back to something. Go see here. I want to tidy that up to that, make it thicker. Tidy that bit up there, come back down, and I've made it thicker, but I've also made it neater. So, and I'll try and show you this way using the way I've just seen. So you go that way to there, and then you go up a little bit. I'll show you the difference, and then down there to there. Come on, past to there, two wrapped round. Yeah, to me, I found that going twice round helps better. Underneath that one, back to that. Oops, come back round. So you can do it more regular like that. So up and down, up and down. Might even get this finished.
Ooh.
But there's another way you can do it as well, and I'll show you some on the way. And needle weaving is absolutely brilliant. And needle weaving is when you go in and out, in and out, in and out, and up and down, up and down, up and down, and you get this most amazing filigree effect. Right, so I've got quite a lot of lace on that.
It's really nice.
I don't think it's done, but you can. We'll try it, shall we? To say.
So you've given it a spray.
Give it a spray of hairspray.
What
You
do you
can
do
do this.
if you haven't got hairspray? What do you use?
Well, what I would use then is make sure that whatever I'm using, like the plastic, is a perfect idea. This acetate, the
Mm.
glue, PVA won't stick to it at all. It'll peel off. So you just put PVA over it now, because when you're doing the couching on the back of your, I haven't got it here, but say this here, this is
Mm.
atrocious. But what we do when we do this is we cut all this down and then we glue it. And the glue, rather than trying to tie these off or making more bulk with um, thread, we tie
Yeah.
it. We tie it down or fasten it down with glue.
How do I
So
get rid of the cardboard?
right, okay. Well, I don't think this is thick enough,
Oh,
but you put a couple of sprays on that,
yeah.
give it a waft. It's like a 1980s blue font.
So at some point, will I be able to cut the cardboard away from this once I've
Yeah.
got enough?
Once you
Enough.
feel that it's thick enough,
Yeah.
then go around with your scissors and you chop every little bit. Now, I used to do this with bright red thread just to show people.
Mm.
Now, if it's not dry, it won't hold its shape much. But
All right.
what I wouldn't do is try pulling them all out. I have done that before. I've tried pulling them all out, but I tend to just rip the um, some of the stitches. So this is, I found, the best way for me. I need those Sharpie ones. Try these. Um, so I found that this is the easiest way. Instead of pulling out the threads, I just chop everything. That if it don't move and it's stuck out, it gets cut off. Oh, hey,
Yeah.
could be dangerous.
I don't know. I think that's a good rule for life. That. Isn't it?
That's why. That's why. You know, when I said at the beginning, you only put this thread through.
Yeah.
Because if you put the other thread through, you're cutting the other thread, you're cutting the other thread.
Got
So
you.
if you know that this thread is the only one that's holding them down, then you've got it.
Mm. And
You
of
don't need
course,
to worry.
all of the blanket stitches and things will hold it all in place, won't they?
Well, best laid plans, eh? Not turning it. Oh, it's like a big reveal, relief. Got to do the dreading S word today.
Oh, Pam Swallow says hello. Hello, Pam.
Hello. I know there's some guys who follow us who do needlework, so they'll be looking at this and going, tut, 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 1 out of 10.
Oh, Gina
But
says she's not good at lectures.
I'm not showing you that. She is, she's just not good at taking compliments.
Yeah. She's a very knowledgeable lady.
She is. Now, if this was glued properly, there we go. So you've
Oh.
got a flatter side where the green strings, but then all this would come off, where the
Oh, I
green
love
strings
it.
pull out like that.
Oh, I love it.
So get all your, I mean, I would always do, you know, should have done it really with the red, so that any couching thread is
Yeah.
red, pull it out, because you're not going to use them, it doesn't matter.
Mm.
But you can manipulate it now. So if you've got a dot, if you say, I can't draw a leaf, you don't need to. Just going to chop
No.
this off and mold it for you. Um, so
And you can set this with some, like liquid fabric stiffener or
anything you want,
PVA or anything, really, couldn't you?
a wire. You can
Yeah.
make a few of them and make them into jewellery. There's no
Oh.
right way or wrong way with these. You just need the base with your cardboard. I'm doing it quite organic. I'm saying you've got any choice you want. I'm just chopping
Yeah.
out all the extra leaves because it's not the best in the world, but at least you get it. Only did it in an hour. But if you've not drawn it particularly well, that has no, it don't matter. Look, you stretch it round, make it. If I want to now, what I would do is bend it like that and spray it again. So you can mold any shape you want. You can do any shape you want. I can have it three-dimensional like that if I want, or I can have it 2D. But the moodling really is, where you're creating spaces and then you're filling the spaces in. It's entirely up to you. But yeah, you could do one on a piece of. It started that big. I had a time.
Jean says goodbye. She's got to go.
Hi, Jean. So yeah, it's definitely it's one of them to me. That's one of those. Wow, I didn't think it was going to look like that, because most of my stuff looks like rubbish at first, and then you go to the end and it's like, oh, it's nice that, and you're like, oh, I know it was awful at first, but
Gina's
most of my
on
stuff.
well.
Who is?
Gina.
Oh, bye, Gina. I'm just going to turn this off because I can't see any comments.
Carol Liss is saying how it's a really nice idea for tree decorations.
Perfect. You watch, everyone will be doing it on Create Craft now. Everybody. I always get my ideas stolen. But yeah, if you put it like that and then do that and then do that and then do that, you've got a Christmas tree, haven't you?
Oh, that's cunning.
So you could even do a Christmas tree. So when you're drawing your Christmas tree, if you do,
I love it.
If you do a triangle.
Thelma's going to have a go. Angela's going to have a go.
Now you could do it like that. Let me see.
Oh, Christine's going to have a go.
Woohoo!
You've inspired everybody now.
Well, I'm just thinking, if you do that. Oh, that's the idea. Right, okay. So you draw a triangle. Okay. And then you can go round that in the same way we've done. Or what you could do is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then do that. And you're like, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? 1, 2, 3, 4. If you do one in, ready? It goes da 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 da. Aha. Da 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 da. Christmas tree.
Oh.
You can have the ideas, don't you? Oh, see.
I'm fancying holly.
Holly, absolutely. You could do. I mean that. If you get thinner string, Rachel, you could, and where it doubles on itself, you can get that edge look.
Oh. Oh, it's cool. So nice. Well, cool? Thank you for sharing this.
Do you like that?
Yeah, I really like it. I'm going to be doing this all afternoon now.
Do you know what it is? I'm going to do a few in different types, but it's so relaxing, and it's just another moodling. I mean, moodling's all about taking time out for yourself, but people, I want to make. If I want to make Christmas decorations, right, I don't want to make paper chains. Not saying that there's out wrong with them, but I want something that is quite contemporary. And this, to me, is a contemporary idea. You don't have to do.
Fantastic.
And I like this. And to me, if you just punched holes on the front of a card like that and did it on a card with thread, you don't have to take it off the card.
Well, that's what Glynis has just said. That she's just said if you did it on a tag, you could leave it on there.
Yeah,
and
make it
and Pam, Pam, I am. She's just asked if I was doing the same, and Julie's going to dig out her threads and have a go.
Good.
Good. Yeah, Trisha's enjoyed watching. And Thelma says, I suppose you could add beads to a Christmas tree.
Absolutely. Ooh. If you look at that little drawing, all those little points there could be a bead, because as long as they're on the top, it doesn't matter. You could bring it up put a dip bead down. The way to do that, though, if you're going to bead first, there's a little trick to it, and it's the French way of doing it. You do it with tambour work, which is where they couch up and down, but that's going into too much detail. You get a thread of beads, right? It's easier, or you thread them all on to your cotton first. You don't cut it off. You let them all fall down here, and then you can pull one as you stitch it, and then you couch it down.
Yeah,
And you're not
yeah.
having to go and put another one, but you can do it each way. And then there's another way where you can do this on, looks absolutely stunning, on old net curtain, stretched on the hoop.
Ooh.
If you stretch this on a hoop
Yeah.
and then old net curtain, that's stump work. And
Mm.
put wire on it, but you could do everything the same way, but you just cut it from leaving the lace in, or you leave it on the lace because the lace isn't too intrusive. I am so
Oh,
chuffed you like that because, to be honest, at the beginning it'd be like, what is she doing? What?
Well, I just didn't know where you were going. I was just, what is she doing? What is she doing? Where is she going?
Thing is,
I'll
though, did you
just,
follow it?
yeah. I went into the world of Withers. I trusted Withers to lead me in the right direction.
It's weird,
Um,
isn't it? Because you know that I'm very honoured actually, because if somebody allows you to take them somewhere that you're not maybe confident, or you might not feel that you trust people to do that, so that's a very, very big compliment.
uh,
um very big, so thank you. But yeah, it's such a beautiful way, and just by manipulating, because you're using your hands, and just by manipulating it, you can make anything you want. It'll make fantastic, just thinking with the right colours. This is some black fabric, a fantastic brooch.
oh,
If you put a couple of them together and put beads on them, and all, or even
mm,
beads off here, you just need a brooch back on it. But
mm.
yeah, it's
It's,
got legs.
it has really got legs, hasn't it?
It has got legs. And I think
Oh,
I'd love to see what people do, because I think what you lot come up with is going to blow me away. I've got this cheap stuff as well. It's like acrylic crap. Oh, excuse me, sorry. It's acrylic felt. It's rubbish. You can see my hands through it.
um,
Look, you see the pen through it. And I tried it on that. You can use Wonder Web
ooh,
as well. Anything that's stiffening. Um,
yes.
like anything that's sturdy, stiffening, fabric stiffener. So you've got a backing on it. But I'll quickly just give you. Ow, that's bruising. That's going to bruise that. Um,
Oh,
come out. Come on with us. Right, just going to quickly, while I'm here, I'll do a little few sketches for you so that you can get, well, how do I draw them? Because I know it can be a little bit scary for people trying to draw stuff. So the first thing I'm going to do is maybe draw. It's not good, is it? Draw a shape like this. So this is just your common, what we think a leaf looks like. Okay, that sort of shape. If people do want me to put these in to the um, group, I'm quite happy to do that. Right, so that's one type of leaf. Okay, now I'll draw you another type of leaf. Now we're getting more of a flow on it. Right, okay, so this one has got more of a bottom. So this one, really, you would put holes on each side and then together. And then what you get is an even different sort of piece. You could put a piece of fabric in that if you wanted. Then we've got if you do a nest that way and a nest that way, we've got like a paisley.
Oh.
These are pretty shapes. If you're not too sure how to do that, draw a circle first and then go over it. Half by half, you get two for. You've got leaves that go, so you could use the stem and so that's more, we'll put them like together there, but it would be, you wouldn't do as much needle lace coming out of here. It'd be more controlled to the body. So when you're doing needle lace on this one, it'd be more like that. That makes sense. And then good old, long time since I've drawn it, but let's see if it can still do it. Holly. So your centre points would be up and down with holly, although you can do it with just up. There's holly and then some beads. But you've got all sorts. So I quite like this one here because I think this one's got a lovely shape to it. And then good old love it when it's like that because you can wobble it all over you want. You don't need to have it a straight shape because when that comes off the mould or the backing, you can do whatever you want. That's a nice one as well.
Glenys says she's been down many Withers wanderings.
Oh yeah, wander with Withers. Still got my camera there, not used it yet. And you can do things like that with it as well. So it's absolutely incredibly easy. Any shape you want. Make it organic, make it as detailed as you want. And then when Rachel's finished hers, hopefully she'll put it on the group.
Yeah, of course.
And you'll be able to see her smaller version more neat, like as she's doing it. It'll come out. It'll be more gossamer. But it's just, it really is endless. You get lost. And there's no right and wrong way, which I adore. I don't like, because then you don't know if you've got it wrong or right, because there isn't a wrong and a right.
No, it's nice.
So where are you up to now, Rachel?
I'm still doing the first sort of lay down of thread. I'm just coming to the end of that. I'm just finishing my. There you are. You can see. I can put it this way.
That's going to be so beautiful.
Oh, I don't know, but I'll give it a go.
Are you going to carry on with it?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Doing it now. Doing it now.
It's been an hour and a half now. Would you believe it?
Well, it's probably time to stop then, isn't it?
I don't want to because I thoroughly enjoy these.
It's just so much fun, isn't it?
Yeah, and I'd like to, and I'd like to sort of next time we could sort of look at different things that we could do, or just even if we do different things, it doesn't matter what we do. People could follow us if they wanted, but they could also, we could learn from each other. So you might be using techniques, and then you say, right, we're doing this. It doesn't be finished. It could just be a way of doing it, and I think people get so much from that. I do.
Absolutely. And Carol's saying goodbye. She's got to go. She's got to go and sort food shopping out.
Oh, no, I've got it yet.
And Christine says she's not very good at drawing, but a stencil could be useful, I think.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah, absolutely.
I forgot a really good leaf. You ready? Forgot about this. There we go. Really good leaf. Heart. Just turn it upside down. There's your leaf. So draw a heart any way you want.
Ah, yes.
Line down it. There's your leaf. And then if you want to do a cunning heart, you do a wobbly one like that, and you've got a cunning leaf. Looks like a big bum,
It
doesn't it?
certainly is cunning.
There you go. So don't worry. Yeah, stencils, anything. And anyone can draw that. You can do it. You can. Right, so we'll say goodbye and we'll say a big thank you to you. It's been, as always, it's been a pleasure. I'm going to do Thursday. Thursday now. Or will it be Friday?
Oh, Philippa says hello. And
hello. That's what we've been doing, Philippa. We've been doing some needle lace and needles stuff. So just trying to see. I think I'll be Thursday or Friday. I'll have a look at the calendar.
Yeah, we got Karen Keats tonight at 7:00 in the group.
Oh, looking forward. I haven't seen her for ages. Love Karen. So we've got Karen tonight. We've got someone every night of the week, and Rachel tomorrow. Is it tomorrow, Rach?
I'm doing Andy Skinner tomorrow.
You are. She's doing Andy Skinner, and very, very well, I must say. And we've got someone every week.
Would you like to see? Would you like to see what I'm doing?
Yes, please.
Let me show you.
I'll be on Druid Day, so I'll be like the oily rag. Wow! Oh wow!
Let me put it the right way up. I'm using this new rice papers, the collaboration he did with Decoupage Queen.
Wow.
And I'm using some Tando chipboard grey board kits.
Wow.
And we'll be doing the little fish as well. So
that's something special, that.
Yeah.
That is so cool. Will you be able to purchase the kit, or is it a kit, or will it be available just from the shop?
I've on the listing for the live, I have put a list of everything I've used.
Right.
So there is a list of everything I've used.
Okay.
But the kits I'm using are available from Tando, and the rice papers are available from Mad Archers.
Wow.
And the stencil, and there's a stamp in here as well. The stamp I've used in here is actually on sale in Tando at the moment. Wow. So it's worth having a little look. It's only £2 something and it's a really nice stamp. It's very cool.
Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, so that's what I'm doing.
Well, I look forward to that as well. I mean, we're absolutely brilliant. But I'll be back on Thursday or Friday. I'll let everybody know. If you want to join me, or you'd like to join me at some point, come in and have a chat, just give me a message and we'll see if we can do it. If not, I'm going to try and invite Rachel every now and again if she'll have me, when she's not busy, because she's a busy lady, right? So thanks Rachel so much for your support today and coming in.
My pleasure.
I can't wait to see what you do. And Rachel and I usually join up some days and have a chat, and it's like we're in a craft room together. You want to try that sometimes, and all of you groups have done it. It's such a good way of a support network, and just having someone, even if sometimes we don't talk to each other, we just listen to a book, but it's
and you've got there's the listen and create. Is it listen and create group?
Yeah, listen and create group. It's a little room. There's loads of things for you to do, and most importantly, you're not on your own, and get those bits and bobs out and get them working for you. Don't have them catching dust. They just disintegrate. They do. They really do. Mm-hmm. So big thank you from us, and we will see you soon. And if you want to pop over to Etsy, Lou Withers, There's a mixed media shop there. There's a link on the thread. There should be a link in mine where Rachel and I are going to do, in a couple of weeks, we're going to do a live.
Yeah.
Don't have to watch it. It's early bird price, £20 off, but you get over 101 different techniques to use in your mixed media, including stuff like this. So it's a must. So it's goodbye from me, and it's
And it's goodbye from me.
hey, bye.
Bye. Bye.